because it was not no base, no investment was made to make a base so that the tent is just
Would
out
be
in the
off the
open in the
mud.
field. Exactly. And so all of these things were just to sell a narrative, no real work. So where St. Elizabeth, the police was reporting over 400 students did not return to school, and the response was as simplistic as, "Oh, we're looking for them," but there is no increase in the path for lunch, etc. Now, if there is a situation that people have lost everything, both from a business and earning standpoint and from a living and accommodation standpoint, then there's going to be an increase in number of dependents, people in need of government assistance. How then can the PATH program not be increased for the lunches? How then can a breakfast program not be implemented? So, these are things that would have made the thing sensible, but they were not interested, in my opinion, in making the thing functional and sensible. They
As
were interested in selling a story.
as a legislature, Mr. Crawford, does the government have a responsibility to find place for these people to stay?
Yes, yes, the government have that responsibility and that duty. RPM speaks to that. And international standards speaks to that. And they have a duty to make spaces that are more conducive than what the schools offer. As I said, the school within RPM framework is an emergency shelter. And that is normally within 5 days of the negative activity, at maximum a month, 30 days. So between 5 and 30 days, the emergency space should transition away from being that emergency space, especially when there is shared usage, meaning other uses for the space. Now, the school is the ultimate example of other usage for the space. We are going into 6 months that this is the case. And as I said, the government had guaranteed that the January would not have arrived with these people, that shelter being utilized. So nobody suggested that, oh, move from the shelter because, no, don't provide a shelter. Because the reality is not binary, it's not the school or no shelter. As I've indicated, they can do the rent subsidy and private entities could then provide shelter. So persons could pay the rent, they'll pay the rent for 3 months of a person, etc. They can do the community centers, for which there's a multiplicity of community centers throughout the country. They can do the 10 cities, but because they were not focused on the adequate reintegration, because it has been proven that education is not a priority of this government.
You really believe that, Damien, that education is not a priority of the Andrew Holness led administration, the best government Jamaica has ever seen?
Well, I won't repeat a lie, so I won't say what you just said. But
But that's what they
they
say.
well, if you look at the numbers, 2015, five subjects including math and English, that was 28%. It's now 90%. 2015, literacy at grade 4 was 84%. It's now 69%. So the numbers are proving themselves. Now, additionally, you will see where big early childhood institutions, the government only own 20% of early childhood institutions. So the vast majority of early childhood institutions are public owned. And even though they are public owned, they cannot meet the satisfaction of being certified. Less than 20% of our institutions are certified. The teachers have been treated in a way that they believe migration is in some cases their only option. So I am not seeing any evidence, neither from the result nor the implementation. I'll give you an example of where the government suggests that they are giving 5,000, um, 5,000 thing there, 5,000 iPads or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
laptops to schools. We have 1,000 schools. That's five per school.
Serious,
No,
serious thing.
yes, and just make a big number of 5,000 because a person only perceive in his personal sphere and say, oh, my people must get one out of 5,000. There's
And I realize,
1,000 schools.
I
There's over
realize if
300 and almost
film school have 300 or 400 pitney and only five school
exactly
again.
right. So because we don't really carry it to everybody, we just say, oh, we have to get one out of 5,000. So it's five per school. Then they say, oh, every school is going to have a smart board. All right. So we can look at the average school. The average school have four groups in a grade, sixth grade. That's 24 grades. So if every school get one smart board, then 23 class don't have a smart board. So you're gonna have a rotating systems within the smart board. So that means that every child can get half hour of the smart board. Every class get half hour or hour of the smart
Wow.
board. It's ridiculous. So when you look at the logics of it, you can recognize how ridiculous it is. And I believe that they have proven that it is not their priority.
Raleigh, you have any question for Damien?
No, but I agree with what he's saying. It's impeccable. And the time we move more to more empirical analysis of data and stop using the PR. If you look at data, it's real that they don't have any interest in those things. And they contradict themselves because they talk about productivity. You can't have productivity without higher levels of education and all of that. That is why even if you take the bogus number of 3.3% unemployment, what you're seeing is diminishing marginal productivity. You have more people working, but GDP is growing slower and slower. We have the lowest GDP growth rate in the region apart from Haiti. And that is what Standard & Poor's told them. They are not interested in macroeconomic development. They are interested in arithmetic, trying to please the ratings agencies. And the same ratings agencies are saying, although you have a particular rating, your rate of growth is not conducive with the countries that are in your rating class because your GDP is one of the slowest growing in the region and your per capita GDP is one of the lowest in the region. They're not interested in those things. He's correct.
Damien.
Yeah, man. As Sir Hyman have indicated, if we should use data, 90% of the arguments that the government put forward dies. So they reduce the value of data and just come out and say, it's the best in the world. It's a real champion kind of way that they have functioned. That them just basically come and claim everything to be first ever or best ever. And so they say the most money ever spent on roads, not
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Tuesday evening. And you know, on Tuesday evening, Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We are live over there. One of the largest radio stations out of Florida. We are in New Jersey. We are in Philadelphia. We are in New York. Caribbean Radio is the place. You were listening to an interview done on Sunday evening with MP and the Shadow Minister for Education here in Jamaica, Damien Crawford. I want to big up the man. We want to take a little more of that so the people on Caribbean Radio can hear. Share up the live. Share it up, everybody. Share up the live. Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Want to thank them for allowing us to use their studios to do this broadcast on Caribbean Radio. My name is Colin Anthony Bell. Yeah, man. Some people call me Colin Anthony. Some call me Colin Bell. Shaka Fame. Yeah. All of them, they are my name. So let's take a little more of the interview.
Spent on roads, not considering the fact that most money ever spent on road can do way less kilometers than before inflation created, or that they have overpaid for the Chinese to do the road. And
Damien,
hold
on, Damien.
Yes.
Here is a piece of road that you know about that I was shocked out of my wits. That piece of road from the roundabout in Anata Bay to Broadgate, over $1 billion was spent on it. You realize that them dig it up?
Yes. No.
What can go, sir?
I can tell you that recently I got information that $84 million was to do a road in my constituency, and that they had to review the budget and change it from 1.5 kilometer to 1 kilometer. So they're going to tell me that the 1 kilometer road is 84 million per kilometer, when the average cost was 35 to 40 kilometers before they thought that the Chinese was the ultimate implementing agency. So when you look at numbers, they came to Parliament. They said they were going to do $40 billion worth of road, and it's going to do 600 road. And when you look at it, 600 road is less than 10% of our road.
Government
That most money ever spent on road can do way less kilometers than before inflation created, or that they have
Correct.
overpaid for the Chinese to do the road. And so
Damien,
therefore,
Yeah, man.
hold on, Damien.
yes.
Here is a piece of road that you know about that I was shocked out of my wits. That piece of road from the roundabout in Anata Bay to Broadgate, over $1 billion was spent on it. You realize that them dig it up?
Yes, yes, yes. No,
What can go so?
I can tell you that recently I got information that $84 million was to do a road in my constituency, and that they had to review the budget and change it from 1.5 kilometer to 1 kilometer. So they're going to tell me that is for 1 kilometer road is 84 million per kilometer, when the average cost was 35 to 40 kilometers before they thought that the Chinese was the ultimate implementing agency. So when you look at numbers, they came to
Yeah,
Parliament.
man.
They said they were going to do $40 billion worth of road, and it's going to do 600 road. And when you look at it, 600 road is less than 10% of our roads. And then the next thing you know is no longer 600 road, is 400 road. And the next thing you know is that the 400 road can't get the implementation of all the things that it needed. So, we're going to get by 100 bus, and the 100 bus have 4,800 seats, yet somehow it will carry 400,000 children. How
Yeah, man.
4,800 seats carry
Yeah,
400
man.
children?
Pure
So,
madness.
yeah. So when you
And
PR
look
as I
at
say,
garbage.
if you
Yeah,
look at
man.
the
um,
data,
right,
90% of them argument get diminished.
right. So after they had
Yeah, man.
promised that they're going to move 300,000 children, the numbers come out that so far they moved 7,000 children, and then they're going to claim that is because the children want music in the bus. Now the principal had to come out to say no, the buses aren't going where the children exist, because we don't have zoning in Jamaica. You see, what them do is watch a
Yeah.
TV show of the United States and America of zoning. So the bus just run in one area from that particular community to the school. We don't have zoning. KC have about 90 different communities coming from all over Jamaica. So the
Yes.
bus is
Correct.
now not going into the spaces. Therefore, so for example, the bus down in your side run from Buff Bay going down into Port Antonio and then go down into Ferry. But it don't turn off into none of the hills. So
Naga
how do you
Shrewsbury.
exactly? So what
Naga Mount
happens is
Pleasant.
so they will jump and say the first to do a bus system so large. First of all, it's not the first school bus system, but it's the most ridiculous one. And we have seen evidence of that. So
Yeah,
them
man.
often will start to recalibrate, say, oh, we're going to do it different now, and we're going to do. All of us was telling them that. So once real objective measures are put in place, you will recognize immediately that the JP's utterances are flawed and foolish.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you
man.
though,
Total
Damien.
failure.
Desmond
Mhm.
McKenzie said Mark Malava must apologize. He's trying to undermine the people in the shelter. What would you say to that?
Well, if there should be any apology, because the minister that indicated that the shelters will be vacated by the end of December 2025 was Desmond McKenzie. So
Yes.
the only real failure was between Desmond McKenzie's utterance and Desmond McKenzie's delivery. And as I've said, they have focused on this divergence, for which we shouldn't buy into it, because he's trying to create a different conversation around this thing. Now, as I've said, if there's unvetted adults within a space where children exist, and once the children are moving from the age of 5 to the age of 17, are
Yes.
they risk of physical harm, risk of sexual molestation, risk of undue influence, risk of observation of lewd and crude activity, risk of observation of drug consumption and alcohol consumption, risk of observation of gambling, risk of being invited to participate in any of those negatives? The simple answer to that is yes. Are there hygiene risks participate in any of those negatives? The simple answer to that is yes. Are there hygiene risks existing by sharing bathrooms with adults who have not been vetted? Yes. So therefore, the teachers, the principals, the JTA have a right, as should all adults, to be concerned about that situation. It flies in the face of all the other mandates that the government have made for schools. For example, adults should not be on the compound unless they are persons that are within permit to collect a child, etc.
Mhm.
adults should not pass certain spaces, so they shouldn't be where the classrooms are. Now, if you have to vet a teacher to teach in a classroom, how could you not have to vet an adult to sleep in one? It don't make sense. And
To
so,
live in
what
one,
it
not
is,
just sleep.
yeah,
Live.
to live.
All right. So if somebody was living on that, well, let me not say that because we have a lot of people in the United States on Caribbean radio who are listening. What the discussion is about, listeners on Caribbean radio, is that the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, President Mark Malava, made a statement last week, or was it the week before, that people who was affected by Hurricane Melissa was still living in our schools while schools are in session. Let that sink in. Families who were affected by Hurricane Melissa, some of them lost their house totally, were still living in 8 schools in Western Jamaica. 8 of our schools. People were living in those schools while school was still operating, teaching and learning. The president for some time has been on about it, asking the government to fix the situation by taking those people out of the schools. Government should find alternative shelter for these people. And the JTA penned a letter to the minister or the Ministry of Local Government, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, and it was also copied to the Ministry and Minister of Education. Well, when that letter reached Desmond McKenzie, who is the Minister of Local Government, dismissed the JTA by telling them that they have no authority to basically give the government any ultimatum of when to move people out of shelter. So the argument went on. And week before last, Tuesday, I think it was, at a JTA conference, the president of the Teachers Association said that he has gotten reports that open sex are taking place, or sexual intercourse was taking place in clear view of children. Now that caused a firestorm here in Jamaica. Instead of the government deciding to fix the situation, they were taking on the president, trying to discuss whether the president was lying or the president should not have publicly said that. The Minister of Education called the president, wanted the information. The president told her that he could not give her the information because it was said to him in confidence. And of course, you know, there's a station in Jamaica called GLPFM. They were out beating up on Mark Malava and all that kind of jazz. But those of us who think rationally, sensible Jamaicans who are concerned about Jamaica and not PNP or GLP, realized that they were missing the big picture, that our children were at risk. Well, the minister has given a date, May 8. By the 8th of May, all persons sheltering in school should be out. We are saying that is too long. So that's the discussion you were listening to a while ago. Now, on this channel, we have been calling on the government to address the Jamaican people as it relates to what is happening in the Middle East. Now, everybody know that United States and Israel, they are bombing Iran mercilessly. And that's the war. Now, even though President Trump says America have a lot of oil, gas prices have been going up all over the world. And we've been calling on the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance to speak to the Jamaican people as it relates to what is happening with the war and the effect that it is having on the Jamaican people. We have not heard anything since. The Prime Minister spoke in the Parliament today, and I'm going to play what I got from it. Go and play a piece of the Prime Minister's speech in the Parliament today. And it is very interesting. Listen to this, people.
On the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Bill 2026. And this bill is one of the most consequential pieces of legislation that this Parliament has been asked to consider in the modern era of Jamaica's development. Jamaica has long been described as a country of great promise. We have an incomparable geographic position. We have a globally recognized brand in music, sports, culture, and tourism that are the envy of countries much larger than us. We have a diaspora of extraordinary talent and capital spread across the world's most prosperous economies. We have natural resources, agricultural potential, and strategic location at the crossroads of the hemispheric trade routes. Development plans, consultancy reports, and policy discussions have outlined Jamaica's transformation for decades. The vision of what Jamaica can be has existed in our national consciousness for generations. What has been missing is not the dream. What has been missing is the institutional machinery to turn that dream into delivered reality. To take the plans from the shelves and drive them through to completion at pace. Hurricane Melissa, as terrible as it has been, has given Jamaica something rare, a moment of national urgency, a critical mass of international financing, and a mandate for transformation that transcends the ordinary pace of government. This bill is how we seize that moment. We are not restoring a pre-Melissa Jamaica. We are building a post-Melissa Jamaica that the generations before us dreamed of and the generations after us will inherit. This bill has been crafted to deliver the institutional architecture through which Jamaica will convert catastrophe into competitive advantage and become a stronger, more productive, and more prosperous nation. Madam Speaker, the world has already signaled its confidence in Jamaica's capacity to lead this resurgence. The International Monetary Fund, the World Bank Group, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Development Bank of the Latin America and the Caribbean, CAF, and the Caribbean Development Bank have jointly committed a coordinated financing package of up to $6.7 billion US, the single largest and most comprehensive development financing package ever assembled for Jamaica. Madam Speaker, these institutions have commended the government's decision to establish NARA, noting that a few countries act so quickly to set up a modern, best practice central coordinating body to drive recovery with discipline, transparency, and long-term vision. Madam Speaker, the US $6.7 billion financing package is historic. However, the assessed damage and loss from Hurricane Melissa is US $12.2 billion. That means there is a gap that public financing alone cannot close, and that multilateral borrowing alone should not be asked to carry. Because every dollar that borrowing is used for, it's an addition to the national debt. that future generations of Jamaicans must service. Madam Speaker, private capital, both domestic and international, must be mobilized, crowded in, and put to work alongside public investment. Madam Speaker, this is precisely why NARA incorporates not just approved reconstruction and resilience projects, which are government-led projects, but also designated strategic projects under FAST, which are private sector-led projects. This is to ensure that both public and private investment are properly coordinated and coordinated with synergy. Madam Speaker, some have asked why the existing machinery of government is not sufficient to manage reconstruction. That is a fair question. However, the existing administrative framework was never designed to coordinate simultaneously and at emergency pace a reconstruction program of the scale and complexity that is needed for post-Hurricane Melissa reconstruction. It does not allow us to easily overcome fragmentation, duplication, and interagency coordination failures that have too often showed and slowed up project delivery. It was not designed to interface on a unified platform with US $6.7 billion in multilateral financing, the private sector capital, and government appropriations in real time. The centralization of reconstruction efforts following major hurricanes has many precedents globally. After Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, the United States established special purpose housing authorities with expedited powers. After the Christchurch earthquake of 2011, New Zealand established the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority. After the Great East Japan earthquake of 2011, Japan established a dedicated reconstruction agency with elevated legal powers and a fixed mandate. In the Caribbean, Dominica established the Climate Resilience Execution Agency following the devastation of Hurricane Maria. In Jamaica as well, former Prime Minister Patterson established the Office of National Reconstruction after Hurricane Ivan. In each case, the defining principle was the same. Existing administrative machinery, however competent in normal times, is not equipped for post-catastrophe reconstruction at scale. A focused, centralized, and empowered mechanism is required. Madam Speaker, I now wish to address directly the governance debate that has developed around this bill. Elements of governance models embedded in this bill, for example, the absence of a governing board, are akin to that
hold on,
of an
Andrew,
executive.
because I want to listen now because Mark Golden is going to challenge him twice in this. So call some people if you never hear it and listen what happened in the parliament, in the Jamaican parliament today. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. We're listening a speech by the Prime Minister of Jamaica in the parliament today. And we've been calling on the Prime Minister to address the situation with the war. Did he address that today? I'll tell you soon.
Agency. The executive agency model is not an invention of this administration. The executive agency model was conceived in the mid-1990s as an important feature of Jamaica's public sector reform agenda, specifically to cure a defect that had plagued our institutional landscape for decades. Madam Speaker, several of the agencies that Jamaicans interact with every day are structured as executive agencies. The Jamaica Customs Agency is an executive agency, it has no board. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, the Registrar General's Department, prior to being subsumed into the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, the National Works Agency, all operate as executive agencies reporting directly to the minister responsible for the portfolio. This is a creation of the mid-1990s, a creation of the Patterson administration. In May 2001, Dr. the Honorable Carlton Davis, then Cabinet Secretary, addressed a UA Mind conference on executive agencies and set out with characteristic candor why Jamaica's traditional institutional arrangements had failed to deliver the quality of public services the country deserved. I commend this address to every member of this House because what he said then provides important insights relevant to the structure of NARA. Dr. Davis observed that Jamaica's public service had its origins in a command and control departmental model that worked reasonably well in the early days of independence when the private sector was relatively underdeveloped and the demands of government were less complex.
I just want to bring to the House's attention that something that the Prime Minister has said is not actually accurate. The Executive Agencies Act provides for the establishment of advisory boards for executive agencies. And I'm aware that certainly Companies Office has an advisory board. I believe Customs does as well. And if you look at Section 4 of the Executive Agencies Act, it specifically says that there should be an advisory board. When Section 5, there shall be establishment and functions of an advisory board. Every scheme of management has to have that. So it's not true to say that there is no oversight, board oversight. They do have board oversight, and the boards play an important role in helping the executive agencies to function effectively.
Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I have two options in front of me. One option is to respond to the leader of the opposition and not detract from my presentation. But the other option is to respond to the leader of the opposition. Because, as is being said, sort of voce, I think the country needs to understand this presentation is not speaking about an advisory board. This presentation is speaking about a board of governance, which I believe all members understood that this is what we are speaking about and that there is a significant difference between an advisory board and a board of governance. The essence of the critique of the direction of the legislation is about governance. Yes, the law provides for the appointment by the CEO of an advisory board, recommends the members of the advisory board not to hold him to account for governance issues, but as a mechanism for him or her to consult with on matters specific, especially to the technical elements of the agencies. I think the country needs to appreciate that there is not just a significant difference, but, Madam Speaker, the advisory boards are not required to treat with matters of governance, accountability, and all the other issues of administration. when we are speaking about a governance board, we're primarily now speaking about how these entities will be held to account, how policy will be implemented, matters to deal with performance. Now, I want to be clear, Madam Speaker. NARA will be established in the form of an executive agency. It is not new, and I believe, Madam Speaker, that we should, as I said earlier, I commend the address of Dr. Davis, former cabinet secretary. And he observed that Jamaica's public service had its origins in a command and control departmental model that worked reasonably well in the early years of independence, when the private sector was relatively underdeveloped and the demands of the government were less complex. But as the government grew and the private sector became more competitive, the model proved increasingly inadequate. The response over time was to create statutory corporations and the government companies that were meant to be more flexible, more competitive in attracting talent, and more efficient in delivering services. But as Dr. Davis noted in his address, these bodies, with some notable exceptions, did not live up to expectations. They operated as monopoly providers of services with no market pressure to perform. The Accountant General, as nominal shareholder, was a poor substitute for the private sector shareholder who demand returns. Dr. Davis made a fundamental point about accountability, and I quote, "Accountability of these bodies tend to be diffused between minister, chairman, board, and chief executive." Madam Speaker, when you have diffused accountability, when no single person is clearly and unambiguously responsible for results, the instinct of every institution is to protect process rather than to deliver outcomes. The executive agency model was developed precisely to cure that effect. Under the executive agency model, there is a clear accountability in the chief executive officer reporting directly to the responsible minister, supported by an advisory board rather than a governing board. It is a bit distressing that the leader of the opposition, who pretends to leadership, does not understand. Well, his comments would suggest that he does not understand the difference between a governing board and an advisory board.
On a point of order, the Prime Minister said that executive agencies don't have boards. That was incorrect. They do have advisory boards. He also said something about the CEO appointing the board, which is also incorrect. Typically, the minister under whose portfolio the executive agency falls appoints the board. And this, NARA, is not an executive agency. It is a statutory body. Clause 3 makes it absolutely clear. It's a statutory body to which the relevant section of the Interpretation Act applies. Section 28, which means it can hold property, can sue in its own name and be sued, etc. This is not an executive agency. That whole discussion about an executive agency is a complete red herring.
Teach him, boss. Hallelujah. What is this? All right. We're listening to Prime
Madam
Minister.
Speaker, I believe we should focus. We should focus on this, because The more the leader of the opposition gets into this business, the more he reveals himself as not having an understanding of the issues.
All right.
Madam Speaker.
So the Prime Minister spoke for maybe about 2 hours, but he spoke for a good while. And I am shocked and disappointed that the Prime Minister did not deal with the war in the Middle East. No. So the two leaders spoke today, the Prime Minister and the leader of opposition. Let me go to the leader of opposition. Let me say good evening to Brother Palmer, Sister Christine, Sister Babette, Mama Joy, Real Mobie in the chat room over there at Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Nordy, good evening. Ricardo, good evening. Minty Rule. Auntie Elaine, good evening to you. Jamaica need guidance. And let me play what the leader of opposition said today.
Is the situation with the Middle East and the war this time is the situation with the Middle East and the war. We are now approaching the end of the second month of that conflict. We have seen the price of fuel at the pump going up week after week after week. We have been told by major corporate distributors and wholesalers in the food trade that food prices are going to start going up as well. It is going to flow through to other critical inputs, fertilizers, chemicals, medications, all of the different products, plastic-related products that have some form of petrochemical base in them. Everything is going to be impacted by this. The government has been completely silent as to their response to this incipient crisis on the people. There's no provision in the budget for any form of assistance. We heard from Petrojam that it has cost them, I think, $5 million US to mid-March from not having passed on the full dollar impact of the increase in oil prices that they have been incurring. But they have been making losses for the last few years, so they're in no position to finance that form of subsidy, and they're going to be depending on government for a bailout there. There's no bailout for them in the budget. And you know, the last PNP administration had the foresight of entering into an oil hedging program to protect Jamaica from what we are seeing now. It was funded by a special tax that was dedicated to financing that oil hedging program, which is essentially an insurance policy that if oil prices go above a certain figure per barrel, Jamaica gets a cash payment to cover that cost. This government discontinued that program, abandoned that insurance, but kept the tax in place and has been using it as part of the general revenue of the country. So now that we're facing the horror of oil prices at around $100 a barrel, when the budget was cast at an assumption of $60 a barrel, we are facing that with no protection, but the tax very much still in place and being paid by motorists, by consumers of electricity, and everyone in the society who pays tax effectively. This is a deplorable situation, and the government needs to come out and speak to how they intend to manage the impact of this cost of living crisis that is unfolding on the Jamaican people. Are we going to see any targeted relief for PATH beneficiaries? Are we going to see any targeted relief for Melissa victims? People who have already suffered massive damage to their homes and inadequate assistance in resolving their shelter needs are now going to be impacted by a cost of living crisis. What is to be done about them? What is to be done in terms of more general relief especially for low-income families who will be having to bear the cost of increased prices for everything that they consume. The government has been silent. Many other governments around the world have already put measures in place to protect their populations. Ours has remained mum. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will close there. I thank everybody for participating.
So, that was the leader of opposition. At least for a minute or two, let us know that he recognized that what is happening in the Middle East is affecting Jamaica. And I'm going to play another clip from a man named Richard Pandui. Richard Pandui is the big man at Seprod, one of Jamaica's major food distributor. And I want you to hear what Richard Pandui had to say. Nevio, let's just give me 2 minutes. Just hold on. Because we have to play Richard Pandui. Because when we talk on this program, we don't talk from the seat of our pants. We speak from our mouth, guided by the data available. And that's why Ralston Iman is a fix on this program, because he gives financial, economic guidance to those of us who want to be guided, who want to understand what is happening. And listen now to Richard Pandui from Seprod.
One of Jamaica's largest food distribution companies is warning Jamaicans to brace for a 2 to 8% increase in some food items beginning in the middle of this month. It comes amid rising oil prices due to the war in the Middle East, as well as taxation changes as part of the government's revenue measures scheduled to take effect on May 1.
Listen.
Chief Executive Officer of the Seprod Group, Richard Pandui, says the company is at the intersection of these global and local pressures. He says while the company tries to manage these costs, it has no option but to pass on some to the consumers.
So we're trying our best to absorb as much of these increases as possible through internal cost control, efficiency measures, but we can't absorb all of it. So customers will be seeing price increases of between 2% to 8% start in the middle of April. And but we remain committed to protecting affordability, maintaining supply reliability, and continue to invest in the local economy. But right now, that's the initial set of increased prints, and we hope that we're watching the situation carefully, obviously. But the one thing I'm clear on is that if the war were to end tomorrow, the price of oil and the byproducts will be at an elevated level compared to before the war. So I don't see much chance of these prices coming back down for the rest of the year.
Chief Executive Officer of the Seprod Group, Richard Pandui. And Mr. Pandui says the increase in food prices is necessary to help the company offset some of its operational costs.
And the taxation stuff, that's a straight pass-through, right? That's a government revenue measure. I mean, that has nothing to do with Seprod's profitability or anything. And the rest of the increase now related to the geopolitical issue, that is the kind of offsets all those cost increase that we're getting. I mean, this is not all the cost increase we're getting. Obviously, we'll have to look internally and make changes in the way we do business, trying to cut back costs, trying to hold back on certain things, looking for more efficiency. So we're trying to make sure that we find a balance between passing on the cost increase and ensure that our customers can still afford to buy the products.
Chief Executive Officer of the Seprod Group, Richard Pandui.
Nevio, good evening.
Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
How you do, sir?
I am worried.
How you?
I am worried.
We have a problem.
Yes,
this
we do.
opposition is just too strong for us in the parliament and out of the parliament. And something needs to be done. The election don't even go on 7 months good yet. And the opposition is strong like we're going to have an election next month. And we can't have a system where the leader, the prime minister, get up in the parliament, addressing the people of the country through the parliament, and the opposition leader have to correct him. It don't look good.
Then it shows you that the prime minister, it shows you that the government is weak.
And I'm very upset about it, man. I'm not pleased
The
about it,
opposition leader
man.
had to be guiding the prime minister because the prime minister chat pay garbage.
No,
Talk
but
about-
no,
Hold on,
no,
let
no.
me ask you a question. In which administration you ever hear CEO or name board? Who name board, Neville? You know this. Who name the boards? Who appoint
Mr.
the
Bell.
boards, Neville? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Garbage, you know.
Well, I know the minister would have first named chairman of board and then they find other members
Minister
to make up
named
the board.
The minister. The responsible minister. Because you see people, hold on, let me tell the people something. You see the board that you have in hospitals and schools and the board at FLA and all them statutory bodies there. The board ensure that government policies are there too.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because
Because
so the
he was
CEO no name no board.
He was school board. The name them sent to the ministry and then the ministry finally sign off. And
like the MP will make recommendation, the councillor
MP
might make a
about
few
three.
recommendation or so.
The MP recommend about 3 in which you call government representative on the board. And then you have workers like the teacher representative, the ancillary,
Yeah,
the
you
community
have some
members.
representatives who are not political acts, but
Right,
like
right.
the University Hospital of the West Indies. The minister, the University Hospital of the West Indies. Tough to name the chairman. Tough to name 8 members on that board are politically appointed.
This PNP is behaving like them is a government of this country.
But the country needs a government, Neville. When is the Prime Minister going to talk to us about the war? You have come here many evenings and asked Ralston question about the war. When is the quote-unquote Prime Minister is going to speak to the nation on the effect that the war is having on the country? You hear Richard Pandu say food prices are go up 2 to 8%. When the Prime Minister going to talk to it?
We need to put the opposition in them place and make them know them to shut them out and keep quiet, man.
The government is weak. The government is incompetent. That is the problem, you know, Neville. It is the incompetence that has been shown up because we know that Mark Golding is the top legislator in the parliament. Nobody in the parliament no understand the legislation like Mark Jefferson Golding. And that's why, quick on his feet, he was able to school the Prime Minister on the bill that the Prime Minister is presenting. Because the Prime Minister need help.
We have a government which is competent.
No. The government is not competent. And some people don't like when you're calling, but I love when you're calling, Neville. I love when you call because you give me the opportunity to lace up who feel lace up. And you is a man where we admit to the truth sometime, you know. It's not all the time you admit to the truth, but there are times when you admit to the truth because the other day you admit that the government fall down where 6 months after the hurricane, they still have people living in the schools. Not shelters, but in the schools. The government is lacking. The government is derelict in their duty. Deadman Mackenzie need to go home. And that's why I'm vexed with my friend Alfred Dawes. Mr. Dawes, Dr. Dawes, why did you apologize? What are you doing here at your age? Go home, go play with your grandchildren.
Just before I go, I give you this advice. The program is growing, and it is growing very fast. If you want the program to grow, you cannot have PNP people who want to capture the program, hijack the program. You have to have a different mix.
But you don't realize I'm not allowing them to hijack the program. Every time you call, I take your call. When I need to hang up on you, I hang up on you. because I'm not taking the horse manure. So when you come with horse manure, I will cut you off.
Hold on. This is a shortcoming of you. You low PNP callers to just come and talk what they want to talk. And
no, if they tell lie, I stop them. If they come with us manure like you sometimes, I will cut them off too. It is credibility and truth. It is truth. This platform is built on truth. A whole heap of bloggers out there don't like me, you know. One call me devil, but I tell him, challenge me argument. Don't challenge Shaka Fame. Challenge me argument.
I am prepared to walk to the mountaintop, bare feet through the thickest maca with Dr. Andrew Michael Holness to continue to be Prime Minister of this country, Jamaica. We talk again, Mr. Bear.
You can't go walk through maca for your corrupt leader. You can't go on. We won't join you. We will stand up for truth. We will stand up for rights. We're not going to remember Bustamantic. I'm never served well. Him say, sugarship over scholarship. And that's why children going to school with adults living in the same school is not a problem to labor rights. It's not a problem to Cliff Hughes and the labor right blogger them and vlogger them. Them not a problem with that. Because when they keep the people dunce, they can come on social media and tell them lies and talk them garbage. When people are educated and bright and know to do them research and people think rational, you can't tell them the garbage but you out there on social media talk. And that's why platforms are slowly dying, because your platforms are full of lies. And your lie them can't stand the test of time. Yeah? Because you lose credibility. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. One man who spent time building a legacy and now trampling on it like our pigs trample in mud. Voila. Singing for your dinner. Plan 2 cocoa and 2 dashing. Find something to eat. Now make nobody control your program. Nobody not going to control my program. Telling you every day, PNP never pay me $1 if you do nothing yet. Whatever I have done for the People's National Party, I've done it for free. Never been paid. No guy, no control this program. It is you, the listeners and subscribers, control this program. And anytime I have to come here, come tell lie, I now come. Because my prayer and request to the Almighty God is that He uses me as His loudspeaker. Speak through me. Yeah. It's truth, Brother Gary. It's not politics. It's governance. It's not PNP talk. It's truth. That is our focus. And we thank you for the opportunity to be on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4 every Tuesday evening for 2 hours from 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock US time. Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm there, you know.
Yes, sir. We there talk truth.
Nothing but the truth.
One time I build a lyrics, you know. Put on my size 10 boot and me start talk the truth. Tell them who are robber, who are loot, who are juju, and who are pankoot. Yeah, man. Me that build a lyrics for them one time, you know, man. Go and finish it. Go ahead, brother.
People will never get justice in a country run by criminals.
No. Or you go and get justice from the unjust. You can't get justice from the unjust.
So now when the Prime Minister addressed the country about the crisis.
Well, that more ask Ralston, you know, when the Prime Minister go talk to the nation about the crisis in the Middle East. Hold on, caller. Let me just use this opportunity to apologize to the fans of religious freedom that was supposed to be here yesterday evening. It was not here. It will be here next week, Monday. And they will be talking about should Christians or followers of Christ have wealth. Yeah, man. Continue, caller.
So, the committee today, the PAC committee, that's her name?
Which committee?
The one before the parliament.
The PAC. Yeah, they sat today again.
Yeah, the PAC committee. They all listen.
No, I never listened to them today at all. I even catch the parliament late.
UHWI CEO. It's a whole name or something like that.
The acting one or the original one?
Eh?
Is the acting one came today or the original one came today?
The acting one.
Oh, who want to hear from Carl Bruce? I want to hear from.
Yeah, that me I say. That me I say now, then if it's someone, the farmer one.
He needs to be, he's not farmer, he's just on leave. A style, them a style, we them send him on leave.
Oh, him just on leave. Okay.
Yes, them not fire him. And I get some information that Donovan Williams, that was holding shares in secrets a couple days ago, turn over the shares back to the company. We still want to know who you did that hold it for while sitting in the parliament. You see, on corrupt and dirty.
Mr. Colin,
corruption.
That calling a peer red flag in the parliament today, you know.
Peer red flag.
Peer red flag. You understand?
Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I tell you, man, a peer red flag, man. Everything, every question, they must see if you answer, then can't answer, they have to go come find out and come back and all, and then sitting there.
They got a lot hiding. Whole heap them are
yeah,
hiding.
Whole heap.
That's why I was at pain to explain to Nevy how the board work. Because the board is the government eyes in these statutory bodies. It is the board that reports to the government, to the administration directly. So the administration place their people and certain things must come to the board. And there's much more hiding at the University Hospital of the West Indies than we know. And it when come to the floor.
And it's almost a decade now. I tell me, the government stand by and don't understand what I go on there. So.
Listen, no, man. Eh? Listen, then 10 years then did they? And say they never know, say the Cuban government I get 50% of the doctor their money. Like people are idiot.
So what Mr. Tufton been doing all along?
Oh, you mean market me?
Yeah, market me.
Oh, market him.
Mr. Tough Time. You understand? He need to resign.
Yes. Yes.
Need to resign, man. Too much red flag.
Too much red flag, brother.
Yeah, too much red flag. You need to resign.
Then you know, you're the man say we are gonna find aisle so now, but I resign again. You know, you're the one there.
Yeah. The man, they don't know say must come with that kind already, you know, the money they want. We know say them a thief money, you know, they want more.
You don't expect say he wouldn't come out and say so publicly. But me tell you all the while, every day bucket I go well, one day but I'm gonna drop out. The man come forward and the man say, if that happen, and the Prime Minister still have confidence in me, I resign. Talo.
Then I beg him and tell you, sure, I beg the Prime Minister to hold him.
Listen, man.
Then why eat some of the food, man?
But anybody not see the greed in that? Or no blind?
Them blind, man. Them blind.
Shameless for you.
The blind money, the aisle money are riches, you know, man.
Oh, yes.
So him care.
Oh, yes.
So resign and mingling of that. Him forget all the way hang over him head, you know. Right, and it's silly, but you want more. If you add up on it, you not care.
You care when you see money? When you see money?
That me I say.
Money coming like drugs, you know, the more them get it, the more
Yeah,
them
'cause
want it.
they know how to rob. They know how to rob and cover up, you know. They know how to thief and cover it up.
Yes, man. That's why I put
And
on my khaki suit and start talk the truth.
That's why the bangering in the UWI, you know, and the file it up and come up.
Whole it more
Whole heap
bangering and
ministry
come out.
stay, sir.
Whole it more
Yeah,
bangering
whole
and come
heap-
out. Because
Whole
remember,
heap
say,
ministry stay, sir, you know.
remember, say the Auditor General I take a look in a Cornwall Regional too, you know. We expect that report soon.
All right.
And when that come, the bus turn over. Hey,
Yeah, man, listen to more in the pop thing, the man.
I am going to,
come.
tonight I am going to listen to it, man. So tomorrow we're coming with a full show. Tomorrow we're coming with a full show tomorrow evening. Late
Yeah,
out
man, you
there.
need to go listen. You need to go listen and study it, man.
Yes, man. I will. When I come tomorrow, you will hear it, man.
You know, see it.
Yes, my brother.
And,
All right.
and this a dead man, yeah, one of the dead man, him to go with two man, him to go.
Sure, man. It is a disgrace. He's a disgrace to the parliament.
I want to understand why the law go for we at 65. We must retire and go get a pension. What the difference with them leaders here? Because them in a parliament
let me tell you.
100-year-old.
That was,
and the law no go for them.
That was set if you have somebody there doing a good job. But none of these men are doing any good job. When Desmond McKenzie can tell you about JUTC make profit, and then we talk about it. Desmond McKenzie said that the people would leave the schools by the end of December. Then he come back and say he never see so. Then know him a cuss Mark Malava because Mark Malava want the people to left out of the school. But Mark Malava must apologize. Mark Malava disrespect the people. Desmond is you disrespect the people. You and Andrew Holness and Pernell Charles Jr. and Uno disrespect the people them. Uno must apologize to the people them with the amount of money that the Jamaican government have at its disposal. Nobody should be in school now, but that is why the man from England regular tell we that the GLP does not have an appetite for education. You want to keep the people dunce. So these people down at West, what I do now is use the hurricane to ensure that this generation be a generation of dunce. Wicked or no wicked.
And black, and January, and ending of January, Blackbird said, boy, I give the people a deadline to come out of the shelter, out of the school. So why have that about 6 months or 4 months now?
No, man, Desmond, it's at the end of December, you know, brother. December, Desmond, it's say, you know.
Yeah. And they might threaten the people, them all them have to come out.
Yeah, man, how him can get, how him all get rough.
How him all get rough.
Listen this.
So what happened?
Listen this, people. Listen this, man, McKenzie.
The Prime Minister has indicated that we must do everything that is possible to ensure that we bring some greater assistance to the shelter. I've advised the persons who occupy the facility that by the end of December, we'll be closing the operations of the shelter here, and I've outlined the various steps that we'll be taking.
So, when I talk about him that, you know, say by December, they might close the shelter. No, the shelter can't close.
Then give another ultimatum for the 8th. That's not possible.
Worthless.
That's not possible, you know.
It must happen. It can't in 2 days. Government have money. Government have the wherewithal.
But which part them prepare to put them?
They can't, listen, they can go build back house for the people in 2 weeks. 2 weeks time they can build back house for the people.
But it can happen. But that go on.
We don't know what go on because I feel like I punish them, I punish the people them. They're punishing the people of Westmoreland, Hanover.
Yeah.
Them are punish them people.
They can't lose down there.
Yes. And then me see one idiot, one robot man, last night say if him did that the PNP press conference, he would have asked the PNP where them do over the years that them have Westmoreland for the people of Westmoreland. At 10 years, GLP in a power now. Where them do for the people of Westmoreland? Remember, the MP up until 2025 was GLP members of parliament. Oh no, wicked and dreadful, your robot man.
Well, look here. Miss Adas have seen him on PDTV. Him carry a house with gear, you know.
Yes.
She never living on nothing.
A whole heap of people carry a house for the people. Today. One lady bill must about 8 houses. 8 houses for the people them. How much houses the government have built so far?
The peer promises, where they 500 house?
Later.
Container house?
You don't know where them are going there. Them there for drop off at boat at sea. What we are doing container house. Go build concrete house, give people them.
Look, what me I say? Well, what me I say? Grandma 60-year-old, 70-year-old. From the working. She live on that tarpaulin. Right? And the government not see them the vulnerable people there, we give them somewhere to live. That even them, tell all, you leave up to other concerned city staff to do it. Eh?
Government not care, brother. Anyway,
and another one now, after I put on that one PDTV, put on that one for the lady, you know. There's another man beside her, you know, we live under 10. And he might try to sort him out too. So me I say, where the government do, with them the old people they still live under shed. The old people and the young people.
Man, them wicked. But
and that's appalling them there.
Make we talk again, brother. Little more.
Yeah, all right, cool.
1-876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Broward County, good evening. Lauder Hill, good evening to you. Go ahead, caller.
Blessed, Colin Bell. How you doing, sir?
I am here worried about my people. I can't do good when my people are not do good.
Man. Well, a couple questions for you tonight because I'm worried myself and I'm trying to put the dots together. I got my own little investigation going on. I just got a couple questions for you real quick.
Yeah, man. Go right ahead.
All right. First thing, what's the importance of an advisory committee over the
NARA?
The procurement and not NARA, but any procurement that you put forward, does it have to have a advisory committee? Am I right or wrong?
I don't know if you have to, but government is full of layer. And with this NARA and Jamrock and FAST, this is just more bureaucracy. Because I thought we would just have NARA. Yeah? But you have NARA, right. You have Jamrock, you have FAST, and then you have a GLP.
So let me ask you a question. So if you do have a advisory committee that's supposed to be overlooking what you're doing, do you see what I'm saying? It's like an overlook. They're overlooking you and what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's an advisory committee, so they can review the procurement plan that you have put forward in the parliament or wherever.
Well, NARA won't go through the procurement system that is there now.
Why?
No, because NARA is supposed to be able to do things very quickly. And one of the lie that the government been telling us is that procurement has been a problem, and that's why the government has been unable to spend their capital budget year after year. They blame procurement. And I am saying to the people of Jamaica, it's not procurement is the problem, it's incompetence. Because if you are in government for 10 years with the same procurement system, you don't do nothing to change it, you don't do nothing to fix it, and you can't get to a stage that you can comfortably
hold on.
You're incompetent.
So hold on. So you're basically telling me they're making their own rules.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me.
Yes, but government make rules, do you know? That's why they are legislatures. They are the ones who make the law and amend the law, so they can make rules. They are there to do that.
But you amend the law without a plan, a procurement, or even a personnel looking over what you're doing.
So what they are saying is that the Jamrock is the oversight body. Like how
Right.
Peter Phillips and Portia did put in EPOC to basically oversee the government's operation. What Andrew Wallace is trying to tell Jamaica, that Jamrock will be as successful as EPOC. The thing that I want to say to the Prime Minister, EPOC was implemented without malice. Jamrock and NARA is being implemented with malice. Because when you're going to tell the leader of opposition that he's going to appoint one person, nobody not saying one somebody go nowhere. And I am calling on the leader of opposition to tell him if it's not two, minimum two, no. Not send no one PNP go sit down with no group of labor, right? You need at least two so they can watch each other head back. Make him man go within one. No, one. Two. Minimum two. You can't send one soldier. Go war.
You can't do that.
No.
Oh, you for do that. Oh, you for do that. You can't do that. No. Jesus, please. All right. One next question. Well, thanks for clearing that up for me. Well, a next question that I have to ask you. I know it's a little bit off the subject, but did Marissa Dalrymple pay her fine that she got convicted for?
Yes, I would confidently say yes. I think at 900,000. I think it was 900,000 she was fined. Yes.
Okay. I just want to make, because I didn't hear about that. Okay.
Yeah, man,
and another question that I have for you.
Yeah.
Is Sir Ron Hyman on tonight or no?
I hope so. I've sent him the link, so I expect him to join us anytime now.
Okay, because I just wanted to learn what's going on in the mopping up today, if anything happened today, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
I expect him to join us sometime soon. Soon buzz him
All
again.
All right. Bless up, Sir Colin. Thank you so much.
One love, my brother. Thanks for the call. 1-876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4 in the United States, Bro Gary Radio. And of course, I'm inviting all of you to check out my YouTube channel, Portland Spice TV at YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed to it, please subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel. We are on every Tuesday evening for 2 hours on Caribbean Radio as we come to you live from the Caribbean on Caribbean Radio. Good evening and welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live.
Hey, Colin, may I listen to the thing today now? And with the UWI, enough money got missing, you know.
Hey, listen, man. A whole heap of place, the labor rights, them a thief money. Whole heap of place. And some people are going to try distract the thing and I try draw Dennis Garden tie. And I behave like a Dennis Garden, like Dennis Garden could I use UWI duty concession without somebody authorize it. Dennis Garden saying pay $1.8 million. Who get it? Those are the questions that we need to ask.
So what happened now? Them did argue because Dennis paid the money, but he never paid back. He paid $10 million, right?
Yeah.
So they were asking him who he paid the $10 million to. So they asked the guy, a manager UWI, we call it, if he pay to them or he pay to custom directly.
What him say?
So the guy said he never paid to them, so maybe a custom he pay to directly.
Mm-hmm.
So when they call custom, it was paid to custom. So them trying to sell it's a bridge because why him go pay straight to customs and blah blah blah. But at least
if you sidestep custom, if you never pay the custom duty because you use somebody else's duty concession and it come to the public and you say you want to pay your duty and I must custom you pay to a UHWI.
Yeah, because for me not go pay to them again. Me not pay to them again.
I know them did forget it in the first place. A custom.
I know them get it in the first place, but them shouldn't get it and hand it over to custom. But but that what them I try to say, you know. But to me and do the right thing because we give them money, give them the money again. It good as go missing again. Say me do the right thing.
Dennis, I am now asking Smack for me 1.8 million. Who you give that 1.8 million to?
And him need to come talk to and tell the people them who want get make it bust out what the bust out
because in the interview on Marvin the Little Fire TikTok platform, Dennis Gordon said he paid 1.8 million. Who get that money? I don't know if it was customs. I don't know. But we need to know where did that $1.8 million go.
And you want to tell me, Mr. Colin, after how much weeks now, they still can't bring either 4 company or 3 company up front. Them can't.
The other 3 companies have been named, you know.
They named, yeah,
and,
but
and
them but we're not getting no link to them.
Eh?
3 companies have been named, but we're not hear nobody name a call.
Yeah, man, but digging has been done, you know. Some names have been called, but further investigation is taking place because what we're trying to find out is the connection. Who are they connected to? And these companies, for them, thing is more egregious, you know, because it is said that they got the duty concession to bring in stuff. And when they brought the stuff to Jamaica, they sell them back to the same hospital 10 times the cost.
Because then ask the gentleman, say, if Dennis company ever sell them back nothing yet, he said not that he aware of.
Right. So
you can't kill the man. At least look on the rim playing PR 900,000 and still go back in the parliament, go run a couple of weeks later, not true?
Yes, man. Cost the country nearly $30 million for run a by-election.
So what's it? And the gentleman, you know, with respect, me not why wrong, calling wrong. Me not gonna say where you do it right because maybe he never aware of what's really going on. Anyway, first time, but as me say, at least a person can come out and say, you know, say me wrong, and me pay the price.
Yeah,
me step down for all my duties. Them.
Yes.
What more? What else do you want? What else? What else they want the man to do? They want the man to resign.
You know. I don't agree that the thing finished there, because whoever gave the permission to use that must now come and tell us why you do it, and if that person benefited personally from it, we need to know. You understand? So there are some things where need to clean up out of this UHWI thing. It can't just go so. It's not done.
Colin, what am I saying to him? I can't understand this. Or this me if you get to understand. Why me I go come? Why me I go make a new member with those company board to come answer questions? Bro, I don't need you here to answer questions.
So Raleigh,
how long that man kept said I'm gonna take to come on vacation? I'll wait until he come back. All right, someone him to come to the parliament to answer these questions.
Someone call Bruce to the parliament.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, them have to summon him.
Because this man, every time this man I say, I have to check with somebody.
Yeah, because
I just start working. I don't want to hear that.
Him knew. Him never did it. So him can't
So in front of me I do calling. What in front of me I do? Me don't want to see you.
Yeah. Because him knew, and every time Julian Robinson have make apology for him. Yeah, we know you knew, but we know you knew, but it's
me don't want to hear that.
All right, Carl. I could bring in Raleigh now and get an
update. Yeah, man, bring in Raleigh in our place. Cool.
Raleigh, good evening.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Raleigh.
Yeah, man, I hear you. You not hear me?
Raleigh?
I'm hearing you.
Not hearing Raleigh. I wonder if you're hearing us.
I'm hearing you.
Are
yeah, man.
Hearing us? We're not hearing you at all.
Well, I don't know, but I'm hearing you.
But no.
I'm hearing you, man.
Hold on. Yeah, man. Raleigh came in, but when I hear him, I could take that call and see if him come in a little while. Raleigh, anytime you're here, we just forward.
But yes, I'm hearing you, man. I hear you loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, full time now if you start telling people and say GLP in Portland and PNP, no. Out of the 63-year independent, a 30-year PNP in Portland, and Labour right now for 33.
Yeah, man, the GLP has run the country more times than the PNP.
So every time they keep talking about what PNP do, what PNP do, you are in a government.
Hold on, somebody said that we are here in Raleigh, but me not hear him. Raleigh?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you, man. Maybe I do something wrong, man. I hear you.
Hold on, let me see why me not hear Raleigh. No, me not hear him. I hear when he came in, so I know the thing up, but not hearing him at all. Hold on, let me go back up. Raleigh?
Yeah, man, hearing you. Why you not hearing me? I'm hearing you.
Raleigh?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
Well, him talking.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I see that him talking, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
I am not hearing him. So if you
don't know what's happening.
Hold on. Because I not hear him none at all.
I don't know where I do wrong.
Hold on there. Then is my system not hearing you, know, Raleigh, because
yeah, because I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Somewhere else and I hearing you.
Yep. Loud and clear.
Yeah, and I check somewhere else I hear you loud and clear over there so too.
Yeah.
Anyway, hold on. Now if I do this, it going to come back by you, but I don't know why I'm not hearing you.
Don't know. But I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Hold on there. Hold on. Yes, and when I check the other system, I hearing you on the other system loud and clear too.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
Hold on. Still not hearing you though.
Don't know. I'm hearing you. Clear, clear, clear.
All right. Do me a favor, Raleigh. Do me a favor. When we go up on the next system, me hear you clear over there too, because the listeners told me that they are hearing you. Jump off and jump on back from Raleigh.
All right, cool.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the chat room, everybody said they're hearing Raleigh. So make we ask Raleigh to jump on and jump out and forward again. Because I don't know why I'm not hearing him at all. What is in the system that why I'm not hearing Raleigh? All right. I don't know why in the system why I wasn't hearing him. But let's try it again. All right, caller, continue till Raleigh come forward.
Yeah, man. You what the ethic committee when me tell about what they
man.
See the whole rubbish where
Raleigh?
say.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me now?
No, something all right, yes, sir.
Something all right.
Something all right. Raleigh, let me call you because something all right there. So hang up and let me call you.
Yeah.
Okay, not coming through at all. Not coming through. Yeah, man, I went ahead and I watched the ethics committee.
So them never know them own power, or they deliberately do it. Call up the man name in the public, and then when they reach the next tree, then start tell us that because they're not sign the code of conduct where they can't do from where they can't do.
They can't do nothing.
These people.
Then that me I tell us that the government is incompetent, man. The government is incompetent.
Cockburn. I make up nice because Fitzjackson wanted to ask a question. The man asks the guidance from the person who in charge of the house. And he said, yes, he can, but he can't vote. He can ask a question, but if they come to a vote, he can't vote.
Oh, because he's not a member of the ethics committee, but he's a member of parliament.
But all them so dumb. You show you how dumb them be. How can you stop Fitzjackson question mark while when he can just text the question when you want to ask to anyone at PNP them?
And they ask it. Yeah.
Jesus.
All right,
stupid them be, man.
Hold on, don't move. Let me go to Raleigh. Raleigh, good evening. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Blessings, man. Welcome to the show. Give us an update of what took place in the Jamaican financial arena today.
Well, nothing significant happening. Nothing acquired. It was acquired. The only thing of significance that I heard or saw was that the three small business organizations, the MSME Alliance, the Young Entrepreneurs Association, the Small Business Association of Jamaica, they say they have come together to coordinate a set of policy measures that they want to talk to the government about in order to accelerate economic growth and development for the majority of the Jamaican people. We also heard the opposition leader calling on the Prime Minister to tell the country what is he going to do about the cost of living crisis caused by the war between the Americans, the Israelis, and the Iranians. And also calling upon him finding out why is it that they're still collecting the money for oil insurance while they're not paying the insurance, and now the country is at the mercy of oil prices of over $100 per barrel. Prime Minister spoke in Parliament today, never addressed any of those issues, although the IMF downgraded the global economic forecast this morning.
And the Prime Minister spoke for about 2 hours and never mentioned a word?
Never mentioned a word about those things.
What can go so, though, Raleigh? What can go so? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know what he's listening to and what he's reading, because while he was speaking, the IMF did what it was doing this morning. We also see the Chinese are now getting involved, because the Chinese are telling Trump that you're irresponsible and it's me you're fighting. So there was a big meeting in China this morning with Chinese King Xi Jinping and leaders from Europe, Pedro Sanchez and all of those people. Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, is expected in China tomorrow, because the Chinese are saying that you double blocking the Strait of Hormuz is me attacking. So this thing is getting more intense right now.
No, then that's scary now, Raleigh. That is very scary.
Yeah, and the Prime Minister of Jamaica went to the Parliament and spoke and never said anything, despite the calls from the opposition leader to say something to the people. That's irresponsible.
Where is the Prime Minister living?
I don't know.
Something not right about that. It's 2 months. 2 months now, the war.
Yeah.
Aguan.
Yep.
8 weeks of oil of increase at the pump. Every week we go up by about $4.
Yeah, man.
So gas gone up by about $30 a liter now, right?
Yeah, man. And every country in the world, every single country taking measures to assist their people, to push on the blow, because as the IMF says, it is going to have a negative impact on inflation, interest rates, and global economic growth. The IMF upgraded its inflation forecast for this year to 4.4%.
Hey.
I don't know. And the IMF having their meetings right now as we speak. And I don't know how a Prime Minister could go to the Parliament and speak for 2 hours and don't say anything about that. He's way out of sync in comparison to other world leaders.
That's madness.
Yeah, man, of course it's madness.
Total madness.
Yeah, man. Crazy. Yeah, man. Crazy.
Let me go back to the caller. Caller, go ahead and finish up your argument.
Yeah, man. The Prime Minister, man. Because the first thing in a crisis where you don't know how long a war will last. Me think that the first thing you should do is try to make the hurricane victim then get comfortable. And if you have money, spend it really about building and all kind of infrastructure, you don't know how long you are if you are going to need food. You don't know that all you plan to do is just me want to make. You see the kind of man in be. He start come back to EPAC now. He start give the EPAC the praise now because he want him wear. Right? He might tell you say how it worked and it was a giant up thing.
Yeah, you heard hold on, Raleigh. You heard the Prime Minister talk about EPAC today?
No, he said it worked.
The man said EPAC was successful and Jamrock is going to be just as successful as EPAC.
Okay.
Just when you want,
what I want to say to the Prime Minister, EPAC was not formed in any malice. Like how Jamrock is being implemented in malice and political victimization. Him said to him said to Jamrock is the oversight body now for NARA. And he's saying to the opposition leader that the opposition leader is going to be able to name one person on Jamrock.
Okay.
I am saying
One.
to Mark Jefferson Golden, tell the man taking one and should be where sun no shine. Minimum of 2. You don't send one soldier on a war.
Yeah, man.
Or you don't put one security guard per watch. You have to have a backup.
Yeah, man.
Minimum of 2 prime minister. Are we not sending nobody? You mad? One PNP if you go sit down. One PNP if you go sit down with a group of labor rights.
No, that can't.
No.
Did you tell the country why EPOC was formed?
Yes, he did. He said the country was at the precipice in 2013. Hallelujah.
Did he tell the country who pushed the country to the precipice?
You're mad. Come on, Raleigh. I'm not tell them that. You're not going to tell them that. Him said the country was at a precipice, but he never tell them who bring it there. Him say he was opposition leader when EPOC was formed, and him never stopped no bill. Him participated and accommodate all the bills that was needed.
So that we need now. Ay, boy. I'm going to make you talk to Raleigh, man.
Yes, brother. Respect. Raleigh, the man said EPOC was a success, my brother. He spoke highly of EPOC because he's bringing in what is called Jamrock. See, Obi.
Hi, Colin.
Well, go on.
Boy, this is laughable. Raleigh and I spoke earlier. Raleigh, what go on?
Yeah,
Boy, Raleigh, listen to me, man. When I heard the gentleman talking, I nearly drop off on the bed and roll. The man, he prays like nothing. And the man, he prays. I wonder what labor right I go say now. Who are point, and you say, look where we are now. But here's the thing, Raleigh. What happened? He have under 145% debt to GDP ratio that we was at the time. Right? He did not say why we reached there, and he did not remind the country. And he did not remind the country as well that we have gone as high as 262% debt to GDP ratio under the JLP and Papa Eddie. He never said that, but he keep on harping at that, and he talk and him say EPOC and him say he heap the praise, but at the same time,
him never passed 2013, man. At 2013 he start.
But listen, what happened in all of that, in all of his rally, he and listeners, he would not, he didn't want to believe out of it. So he started to say that, listen, I was opposition leader and I signed off on anything and I tell my people to cooperate on this, that, and whatnot. I mean, listen to me now, man. Prime Minister Holness is basically doing a con job on the people of Jamaica that is second to none. And I'm hoping and praying that the people are seeing through it. But back to the whole scenario here, Raleigh and Colin. The truth is that it's unbelievable that the Prime Minister could attend on the Parliament today, the 14th day of April 2026, in light of what had taken place in the world since the last 6-7 weeks, and have not addressed the citizenry of Jamaica as to the headwind and what the government will be doing to ease the pressure, especially on the most vulnerable. It is absolutely scandalous. It is scandalous. I think Marky G, I think Marky G had basically asked him to speak to it.
Yeah, man, and Marky G addressed the country today.
Yes.
Yeah. Richard Pandu said that food prices are going to increase by the middle of this month to between 2 and 8%.
Yeah, man.
And Raleigh, like we have been saying, Raleigh, you know what he said? If the war stop now, those prices will not come down this year.
It can't come down. Remember, the IMF actually spoke to it, and Raleigh, we talked about it yesterday. And remember, the IMF said that, listen, this whole thing leave a permanent scar on the world economy. And they went further to say if the war stop now, we're still going to hug up the increases. Right, Raleigh?
And they downgraded the global economic forecast this morning. So what is the Prime Minister reading? And yesterday he asked me about his advisors. I told him they were incompetent. What is it that they are reading? How come they never tell him that this morning?
But does he have any does he have any advisor? I don't think the Prime Minister have no advisor. I think the man do it himself.
Well, my advisor himself like Trump.
What was that, Raleigh?
Okay.
Hold on,
He advise himself like he advise himself just like Trump.
It sounds so to me.
Okay.
Because a long time I ask you who I'm advisor them and you can't tell me one. Who are the consultants in the office of the Prime Minister?
Well, some of them yesterday, I told them that they were incompetent because if all of these things that take place, IMF has said that, World Bank has said that, OECD has said that, Wall Street has said that, and they allowed them to go to the Parliament today without addressing those things. They don't know nothing.
You know some of them, Obi?
No, well, the point, yesterday when I had Raleigh, we spent some time, and that was the thing that we were trying to basically fathom. Who are the advisors? Because I put it the question to Raleigh. What about the advisors and the consultants that's supposed to be there? And I know that they are paid handsomely. I asked the question of people like like King is one. I asked about Christian Stokes and all of those sort of things. Well, what we know is that they are in very, very close proximity to the government, and they always, seems to be singing kudos or kumbaya to the government. However, we don't know if they're official consultant. But by the way, Raleigh, let me ask a question. Since consultants and advisor is normally paid by us, the taxpayers, do we have a right to know who the consultants and the advisors to the government are?
Of course.
We have that right?
Of course.
Yeah,
Raleigh?
Of course.
Yeah, man. He's saying yes, Obi.
Yeah, man.
Indeed. So we need to demand some answers there, and we need to get these advisors and so on come out and tell us if they are in sync with what is going on, or are they advising the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister not taking the advice? Because what we know, the fiscal commissioner, which you could say is an independent, well, sir, not could say, is an independent arbiter. And you could very well say that, listen, he is looking at things and would be giving advice as to what is feasible, what is correct and what is not correct. He weighed in, and what they do, they cuss him out.
Yeah, man. Trump style, yeah, man.
Yeah, brother.
Boy, just I could not be. But Colin and Raleigh, should we hazard a guess that is because the suggestion is coming from us that the Prime Minister must address the country? So as a matter of fact, him say, listen, I pay them boy the Raleigh, Colin and Obi, and go it.
Possibly.
You think that's how I want?
Possibly. And because we are saying that the budget needs to be recast, maybe that's why they're not recast it either.
Yeah, but even that is so. So him now listen to the IMF, the World Bank, the OECD, Wall Street, Bank of England,
Raleigh,
European Central Bank.
Remember, we've been saying these things before them there,
I know.
So,
but even if him don't want to listen to we, then him should be listening to them.
Yes.
Because he might just look stupid. Yeah.
Bob Marley have one song says stiff necked fool.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, man.
Oh, Bob again. Bob again. Bob is relevant, bro.
Yeah, man.
The gang is relevant.
Almost everybody. Almost anybody was in China this morning.
Absolutely.
What was that?
Raleigh.
Well, on Obi. Rally, you mentioned something about China a while ago.
Almost all European leaders were in China this morning. Pedro Sanchez and all of those people.
Was Mark Carney down there too?
No, Mark Carney wasn't there. But people like Pedro Sanchez and those people, they were there. Sergei Lavrov going there tomorrow because the people are saying that this thing is going to wreck the global economy. So we have to come up with a peaceful solution.
Because
so
the man,
as a leader now, watch them thing there.
Because
so
Trump blocked the Strait of Hormuz himself now.
Yeah, which is affecting the Chinese economy.
Now that dangerous though if the Chinese decide to really get involved in this now, then it is really World War III, you know. Which some people some people have been referring to this as World War III already, you know.
That is why the Chinese king stepped out this morning. He has been quiet for a while now, so this morning really step out. And one of the things Mala said is that, you know, I said, may I give the man them weapons. So all of those things came up this morning, you know. So this is a serious matter. This is not a joke matter.
But Jamaica not ready for this.
Well, nobody's preparing Jamaican people.
Let me ask you this, right? You believe that this government can manage the economy at this time? Because what they said is that the PNP government could not manage the economy at this time. Was Faval talking about themselves?
Well, clearly, because if you reach a stage where you're not even informing the people as to what is happening, you're not even in sync with what is happening globally, then how is it that you're going to manage?
Obi?
Yeah, Colin, I went run, but hear me. Raleigh pretty much answered the question because that's what I was going to put to him in terms of with the flexing that we're seeing with the Chinese king walk out this morning and basically look at it and say, listen, the US really know dissing them because the US basically come in and put in a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz there, which is in effect trying to cripple the Chinese economy in our way, or to slow down the Chinese economy. So now, as you have said, it's really tinkering on the edge now of the real World War III, because the Chinese really not going to basically lie down and play dead. But on the same Chinese thing there, Colin, today when you join me, we talk about the whole business of the impact of Carnival and Jamaica, the economy, the funds that it brought in. However, I was advised that 25 million that was spent in terms of costume, that most of that basically remain going into China, because China pretty much set up all factory for that manufacture. We no benefit from the night, Papa. Rally address it to me. Because there was a member of the organizer of Carnival was a guest on Raleigh's program today as well. Raleigh, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Kibo Magan, who's a director of Genex. Yeah, I knew that already still, but I posed a question to him rhetorically, and he agreed that the import content for Carnival is 80%. Most of the costumes and all of those things are made in China. And he's saying that despite the hype that you see, none of the Carnival companies are making any money, and they are turning to government for assistance, and the assistance that they are seeking is to reduce the customs duty on the things that they import from China.
Me God.
Yep.
Me God, me King, we name Jehovah. Yeah. Inspire me to be a mind chanter. R for the roots, S for the culture. Once as a lamb going to the slaughter, to the complexion of my skin color. What is? What is?
The whole thing is a joke, man. It's a joke. It's a joke.
So we know Carnival coming every year, and what we do is import everything that we need.
Import everything from China, yep.
We can't say to some people, listen, you have 12 months to sit down and design these things and make them.
My understanding, Colin, is that you see a couple of the little wings and maybe some lace. Yeah. A few of that we probably do here.
My God.
Yeah, man, that's correct.
All right, Tony. Give thanks.
Respect you, Raleigh. Take it easy. Viewers and listeners, God bless you.
Blessing. Yeah, man.
I can't believe all these things. And I have been talking to these people, Raleigh, about the culture and the creative industry. What it can do for Jamaica. And them just sit down on them laurels
Yeah, man.
Waiting on people remittance to grow the Jamaica economy. What percent of our foreign exchange earning now comes from remittance, Rally? Hold on, caller.
Almost half.
Almost half from charity.
Yeah, man.
So
3 billion out of the 6 billion and change.
The Jamaican economy is built on goodwill. The little stabilization what we claim so we have, it is built on goodwill of Jamaicans in the diaspora.
Yeah, man.
Let's take a call. Caller, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Colin.
Yes,
trying
sir.
to get this program for you.
Huh?
I'm trying to get on your program for a long while. It's the first I'm getting it.
Oh, welcome, man. Thanks for keep trying.
Yeah, man. I hear the Prime Minister say something which nobody put it in the context what he really mean. When he tell Mark Golding that it's not what you do for Jamaica. He embarrass all of us.
It's not
trying
the
to tell us
fact that
that
you're
you have to
born
be
in
a
Jamaica is what you do.
Yeah, but in trying to tell us you have to be a criminal to born in Jamaica, to be a Jamaican. As him. That's what I get from that.
You have to be a criminal to be a Jamaican citizen. Not about your birth.
Yeah. It's not alright, boy. You have to be a criminal like him. Because him is the man that investigated not Mark Golden for thieves, right? I want to call it. And he use a word like that. Boy.
Yeah. I hear a man from Nationwide ask Mark Golding today that is the summary of his statutory filing was not out. How come? You're asking Mark Golding that, but the Prime Minister one is not out for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Them people have no shame at all.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, man. It's a journalist from Nationwide asked that today in a rally.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm still laugh every time I hear this man talk. The man's so bright. To say something like that. My God.
Any other question, caller?
No, Khalid, we're good. I'm going to keep listening.
Big up yourself, man, and thanks for listening. Thanks for your subscription. One love.
Yeah, man.
Raleigh, we've been calling for about 4 weeks now that the government needs to address the nation on what effect the war will have on Jamaica. They have not done so. Richard Panduit told us today that food price will be going up by the middle of this month.
Yeah, man.
Now come down back right now.
They're not coming back now. Not right now. Never to come down back.
Mark Golding spoke about the oil edge today, that insurance that was put in place. We praised Nigel Clark about the catastrophe bond that was put in place and they kept paying it. Because the oil edge was put in place by the PNP government, a PNP administration, the GLP decided not to keep it. How can the people of Jamaica hold this government accountable for that major blunder? Because it is here now. It was always a pregnancy. The baby now born. How can the people of Jamaica hold the government accountable for this big mistake?
Well, and what I'm saying to you is that all the countries in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa, that is what they are doing, either removing the fuel tax or providing fuel subsidies, yeah, in order to cushion the impact of increases, because once fuel prices increase, all prices are going to increase.
Yes.
So that is what every government across the globe is doing at this particular point in time.
Yes.
So the people of Jamaica will have to hold the administration responsible for that. So either they give back the fuel tax or they cut the tax on fuel. They have to provide a subsidy or they cut the tax on fuel. Something has to happen.
But you know what is wicked about this rally? Anything that the government do, we still have to pay it, you know.
Yep. I know.
You make a blunder like this, you had an insurance, and because whenever you put it in place, you stop the insurance. And now push come to shove. Now what?
Yep. Leave us vulnerable. And despite the fact that every government in the world is doing that, and the IMF is recommending that, we haven't heard anything about what is happening, let alone to reach that far to say that we're going to do this.
Let me take this caller. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Colin. Welcome.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah, man. All right, you know what I said earlier on? Then that means that OB, because I didn't want to catch before OB come off of the program. So that means that OB cannot throw way off today then. Because when Africa did ask him, say, oh, Jamaica benefit, him tell Africa, say, the costume them building a Jamaica, a lot of them building a Jamaica, and him have evidence. And him have people where give him the information say building a Jamaica. So they wonder what type of information you come with now, say none of building a Jamaica.
Well,
because I did even say to myself, so that is a good thing.
When I was on the show today, he asked me, and I told him that I did not know. I couldn't answer how much of it was done in Jamaica, and that's why he was telling me now that he got further information that very little of it was done in Jamaica. It come from China.
Yeah, man,
I think that's what?
Most of the costumes most of the costume come from China.
Okay. Oh, so him go do him check and him find out now say never build in a Jamaica then.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that means that he must go patch up back with Africa tomorrow.
Yeah, man. And Obi will do that. Once we get the correct information, we are going to give the correct information.
Yeah, and the other thing with the gentleman, I listened to you talk earlier on. With the gentleman now, him have the information who benefit the 1.8 billion where him pay to. You don't think him should have come out and talk who?
Well, I don't know if him have the information because he was saying on the program that...
No, then him,
he
must know who him pay to.
Hold on, man. On the program, on the program, what he said, people who work in his company went out to find a way to get the equipment off the wharf. So they came back and told him that they were going to get assistance from UHWI. And that
so basically he don't know who in company pay the money to them.
Maybe no, he might find out no, maybe me don't know. He never said that on the program. He said that the cost was 1.8 million. It don't necessarily mean that he must know who at the point. Because when you have a big company like that, you have managers and you have managing director.
Yeah, man, we understand.
You have a whole people at work. So,
but when something happen now, you have to go eat the bottomite to know what
I said maybe now we might know exactly who the money go to. But as a government, we need to find out who gets that money.
Right, and him end up going to pay the 10 million now. He needs to come now and talk who that money did pay to. So if them no want come talk, at least him talk so we know who.
All right, sir. Somebody was saying that if you were listening, the entire show with OB today, he made the correction from today.
Oh, when I tell me they cannot drop outside still.
All right, my brother. Respect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, Ralston, the Jamaican people have been dealt a serious blow by this government. Would you agree?
Yeah, man. Most certainly.
Because I like to use the example. A lot of us have motor vehicles that we insure every year. And we know some people have never met in an accident. I've never claimed on their insurance. 30, 40 years them have paid the insurance same way. And this government has been in power for 10 years. I want to stop the insurance. No shit in the fund. We're not going to tell. Maybe that's why Andrew can't come. Because we're going to tell we about the gas price now. If we had kept the insurance, we wouldn't be fretting so much right now.
You're right. You're correct. Come on. A massive error.
The best government, eh? The best government.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
The best prime minister and the best finance minister. Make a big boo-boo.
That's a joke, man.
Big boo-boo. Raleigh, we are going to wrap up anything. Just give your final words, no?
Well, I noticed that the Bank of Jamaica will be mopping up another $16 billion tomorrow. So the mopping up exercise continues. So rather than tell us what they're going to do in order to contain the price increases that are coming up and all of those things, they're still mopping up liquidity. Yep. Whoa. So that's the approach that they're taking to contain the inflation.
So the government is not encouraging private sector investment then?
No.
So they're saying to the private sector,
they're not using growth. Yeah, they're not using growth as a strategy to deal with the problem. They are dealing with contraction and compression. So they are making the problem worse. So the IMF telling you that the global economy is going to shrink. And they are shrinking the Jamaican economy in and of themselves. So it's a double shrinkage we're talking about.
Raleigh, somebody called.
So again, as I said, yeah.
Go again. Finish your thought.
So it's like you're in a deep hole, and rather than throw a rope to help you, they're putting more pounds on you so that you sink.
Somebody called me today about some bonds that is out there for what, 10%?
Maybe investments, they are floating a bond for 18 months at 10.5% per annum.
Is that solid?
Yeah, man.
It is solid, so anybody have the money can buy into it.
Yeah, man. And the poor people can buy it because you can buy 20,000 worth.
You can buy 20,000 worth.
Yeah, man. The 20,000 whatever you use and buy liquor, you can buy a part of that bond.
So you put one.
And 18 months, so you get back your money quick.
So you put on 300,000 night, you can eat a food?
You can eat a food, yeah. And 18 months you get back your money.
Less than 2 years, 1.5 years.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, man.
I did some business with Mayberry before, so I kind of comfortable with Mayberry. I got my money. I sold at a good time, a very good time. Make a piece of food too. Yeah.
One of the most reputable brokers in the country, man. Yeah,
Mayberry.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I are. Well, Raleigh, we chat again tomorrow evening, my brother.
Yeah, let's see the latest development because the Chinese king and the Russian foreign minister will be meeting tomorrow because the man said where Trump can't stand. Yep.
And them now go just take it. Them now go just take it lying down.
No, because China see it as an attack on them.
Oh. Yep. And I have been saying that to you during a rally. That it is an attack on China. And the U.S. is doing all of this to prop up back the U.S. economy. They want to sell the oil, mash up the Middle East.
Yep. They have scaled them down. They have scaled them down today. So that's something that Jamaica must know. The U.S. economy grew at its slowest pace in 4 years last year. And the IMF scaled them down this year because the IMF saying that oil is a global commodity. So even if America have them oil, the price of oil I forgot because the traders control oil.
Yes.
And the high oil prices that drive up inflation in the US. And the consumers, they must spend less and the economy has slowed down.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a call. So, I could hear with a person before you go. Yes, caller.
All right. That's all.
Yeah, man, a bowler here, man. May I ask some question? Big up Ralston.
Yes, bowler. What go on, brother?
May I ask some question about the government? I'm going to play one smart clip to you understand what going on the government. Because you see, Labour, I tell you what going on. Listen to this.
Yeah.
You still come on the media say you don't want to see people them a line up and a beg and a haul and pull for food, Mr. Andrew. Mr. Andrew's holding it, sir. I don't see you do nothing better. Everything that you comes with, everything that you come with chaos and it come with complication. Sir, everything where you come with no make no sense.
Right, yes, sir.
But Bolo, Raleigh, I hear the MP, one of the MP from Hanover, said that a old lady went to the launch of the roof program and them give her a check for all up for 500,000. And when push come to shove, she not get the 500,000. Nikisha Burchell says she carry her next man, but the man named Stonewall or Manawal. Manawal all up a check for 500,000. The cardboard all know Manawal not get dollar yet.
No money.
I tell you something, I'm more listen to me. I say good.
Yes.
The program run out of money.
What? Nothing count. No. Rally. Hold on, man. Not bother with them rubbish there. No bother with that.
No, remember, sir, Rally, we are talking about
Hold on, Bolo. Rally, what you say?
Me say to you, sir, the program run out of money.
Oh. Yes.
I'm telling you, first thing, them underestimate how much money was needed, and the 10 billion when they did have run out, and them wait for the supplementary estimate to pay out more money.
Hallelujah! Tala!
Mighty God.
Of Daniel.
Yep. I'm challenge anybody in the government, from the prime ministerial level, tell me, say I lie, me I tell. Them underestimate how much money they're gonna need. Them allocate $10 billion and the $10 billion run out already, and them are waiting on a supplementary estimate to get back more money.
Rally. So that means the assessment that we've been talking about, the assessment was flawed.
Correct.
Hallelujah.
Everything them touch at chaos and confusion, Colin.
Hold on, Bolo, you remember when Titanic did a sink? The people them sing nearer, my God, to thee.
Yep.
My
No, but the man them say them do. You see, that I send a message to Pernell Charles Jr. Say, give me an interview. Me have some questions for you. But because them love preach to the choir, them no want nobody ask them no question so that them thing can be scrutinized properly. Him no respond to me. The assessment.
Europe.
Rally, we are going to leave it right this off it tomorrow evening. Bolo, little more.
Yeah, man.
Bless up.
All right, brother. Blessings. Yeah, man.
May God Almighty. Rally, if I never you tell me something, cut you off. Run out of which month? Tala. Nads. Hey. Hello. Anybody hear me? Hello. It is me. You hear say the roof program run out of money? The 10 billion. Well, we didn't know say 10 billion couldn't do it. But if you did listen to Crawford Sunday, Hey. Me say, if you don't know subscribe to the channel yet, subscribe, like, and share. Portland Spice TV is here. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you all. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord Jesus Christ lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening for the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my people. One love.
Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus match where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is here.